Hey everybody, this is Apocaflix Movies, and unlike our regular shows, we aren't going to start with the music, we aren't going to start with the intro. We have something very unfortunate and sad to talk about as it happened recently, the passing of Carrie Fisher. And for those of you who have listened to our podcast, any of our videos, anything that we put out, really, we're huge Star Wars fans. And even outside of Star Wars, just what Carrie Fisher has, meant to the movie world and us being movie fans, it had a big impact on us. And I'm Jacob Bartley, by the way. I'm here with Jake Berlin, and we just wanted to, give a few words about Carrie Fisher and what she kind of meant to us before we get on with our regular movie topics, because this is something that means a lot to us and just means a lot to the movie-going world. So, Jake, why don't you take it and let them know, first of all, how you felt about the passing of Carrie Fisher and what she's meant to you.
Yeah, it was rough. Hearing the news that obviously Christmas Eve day she had the heart attack on the plane way back from London. That was hard news as it is. Hearing that that had happened. In my head, I'm like, she's gonna make this. Like, it'll be all right. And then we hear that she's in stable condition. We're like, okay, that's a good sign. And then I was actually watching La La Land while the news broke. And so I came out of the movie to the news, and I was just heartbroken, like pretty much heartbroken. I went home that day, and I'll admit that I shed a few tears for her. It was pretty tough. And Carrie Fisher, she meant so much to us. Just one, she's Princess Leia. That's who she is. Seeing all the love that has come around from everyone around the world is fantastic. A lot of films these days try and capture a female type of hero and don't ever do it right because they're trying to make him like a man. Mm-hmm. Princess Leia is the most feminine woman you'll ever meet or see in a film, but she's still a total badass. She's shooting blasters and making fun of Han and telling him off, and and that's because of Carrie Fisher. And it's very sad to see her leave. And a lot of people are asking the question, what's going to happen about episode 8, episode 9? That doesn't matter right now. There's so much going on. And hearing the unfortunate news that her mother passed a day later, Debbie Reynolds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And, Debbie Reynolds, I don't know a whole lot about her film. I know her from Halloween Town on Disney. That's what I know her from. But Carrie Fisher, she meant so much to so many people, not just because of film. I didn't know this, but apparently she was a fantastic script patcher.
Yeah, I learned that after she passed.
She touched up scripts around Hollywood a lot, and she also had a huge influence as far as mental illness and drug addiction. Because Carrie Fisher, she admitted it, and it's known that she didn't take care of herself for a part of her life, and afterwards, instead of cleaning herself up and forgetting about it, she used it as a stepping stone for others, and she helped others immensely, and she became a powerhouse as far as activism goes around these type of subjects. So it's a huge loss for many people. It's heartbreaking to know that she's gone. She is a one-of-a-kind personality. She's incredibly funny, loving. All the stories that are coming out about her, from Mark Hamill to her family and everything else. To me, she's part of the reason I love film. Star Wars is my all-time love. It's my first love of film, and it's part of the reason because of Princess Leia. Yes, we love Luke. Yes, we love Han, but she's part of the reason why we love these films so much, and why we love film in general. She's one of a kind, and a lot of people have been saying it, but she is truly the one and only princess, the only one who doesn't need saving.
Exactly.
So, she's truly going to be missed.
Yeah, for me, I was at work. I was on my lunch break, and my friend, knowing that I'm a huge Star Wars fan, he kind of hesitated to tell me, because he was just online and he saw it, and he came up to me and he looked at me, and I was like, what? And I didn't know I thought he was messing with me. You're just giving me a funny look, and I was like, what? And he was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, what? And he's like, Carrie Fisher passed, and I just I couldn't believe it, dude.
Yeah.
I got hit by a ton of bricks right there. I just could not believe it. And I wanted to cry, but I couldn't. You know that feeling? I didn't know how to feel. Mm-hmm. It just, and to this day, just right now thinking about it, I can't believe it's true.
It's hard.
And I know it's not important right now, but it's crazy to think that she's still in the movies today. Like, she's in the new saga.
We'll see her in December and
in episode
possibly
8.
even
And
next year.
I can't wait for that.
Well, and what's even crazier, not to mean to interrupt
Yeah,
you,
no
but
problem.
the fact that she's in Rogue One right now.
Yeah.
From the first time we ever saw
Princess
her.
Leia.
Yeah, it's surreal.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, look, I grew up watching the Star Wars movies, and I loved the Trinity, you know, Han, Luke, Leia, and it's just, but like, it's different watching movies as a kid and then watching them as an adult, and just from the lead up to The Force Awakens, I never watched the original trilogy so much. In the year leading up to The Force Awakens, I kept watching the original trilogy because I bought them on Blu-ray, kept watching it over and over and over again. And I think that's when I really fell in love with the character of Princess Leia. And I, as an adult, was really able to understand how important that character was to not only that film franchise, but the films overall. Like, people talk about, you know, like Linda Hamilton in the Terminator franchise, or you know, the Ripley character from Alien, and how, like, oh, they're such badass women characters, but Princess Leia was doing it first. I've been rewatching just this week. I've been watching A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and in A New Hope, when Luke is trying to, you know, swing across, you know, they're on the Death Star, he's trying to swing across, and she grabs the blaster and she starts shooting, and you're like, what is this? This woman character, exactly. And it's just, and I know, look, George Lucas wrote the character, but Carrie Fisher brought the character to life, and no one could have played that character like Carrie Fisher does. And just outside of Star Wars, just reading about what she did as an activist and for other people struggling with certain mental issues similar to what she had, and like, it just goes to show she wasn't just a performer, she wasn't just an actress, she you know, she was a great human being. And the biggest thing I'll take away from her is that, like, she wasn't afraid to be herself, and that is, you know, no matter how much people try to be themselves, it's hard, you know, out there socializing and stuff, and like, I strive to be like her in that way. I always want to be myself, and you know, for that reason, she's my hero, and for that, also for being in Star Wars, and just for looking so damn good in that original trilogy. I'll never forget. Man, just rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. I'll never forget what she's meant to me, Star Wars fans, and, you know, to us over here at Apocaflix Movies. It's safe to say we would not be doing these podcasts and doing film reviews if it wasn't for her.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, we'll jump right into our regular movie news show. All right, hey, how's it going, guys? You just heard us talk about Carrie Fisher, and we will also go into it on the Padawan podcast too, because we're going to be shooting one of those today, and that's all Star Wars podcast. So of course we got to talk about Carrie Fisher, but we're going to jump into our regular movie news topics. Again, I'm your host Jacob Bartley, and I'm joined by Jake Berlin. What's going on, Jake?
Not much, man. We just did our top 10 of 2016 video.
Yes, an hour-long video.
That was fun.
In video, we did it like on the couch, just like talk show style.
It was fun.
It was super fun. We're trying some new things for 2017. We're trying to branch out and do things different, trying to expand our audience. So stay tuned. We're going to be putting out a lot more movie reviews, a bunch of stuff. So, but with that being said, let's jump right into our first movie news topic. So last week featured a ton of new details and looks at Ridley Scott's upcoming Prometheus sequel, Alien Covenant, which was actually just the lead up to its first trailer release on Christmas Eve. The so-called prequel sequel follows the crew of the ship Covenant, led by Catherine Waterston's Daniels, as they travel to a dark and dangerous distant planet they think is an uncharted paradise, with its only inhabitant being Michael Fassbender's synthetic David, survivor of the Prometheus mission. Scott's Alien Covenant also stars Danny McBride, Billy Crudup, and Damien Chazelle, and is released on May 9th, 2017. So, Jake, you saw this trailer, this first full-length Red Band trailer. What'd you think, man?
It was awesome, and it was better than I was expecting. It's a very different tone from Prometheus, obviously. It goes back to its horror roots that Alien and Alien 2 did, or Aliens, excuse me. Ridley Scott, he's kind of bringing the franchise back to what it was. Him along with James Cameron kind of created this franchise back in the 80s. Very cool. I'm still interested to see how it connects to Prometheus. Other than Michael Fassbender's David, obviously. Maybe a little bit of Noomi Rapace in there somewhere. But I like Catherine Waterston as the lead. I think her character, obviously, it's like a Ripley lookalike. Danny McBride in there. It kind of seems like he's getting into some kind of action, which is kind of cool. It's a cool little trailer, cool little tease. I love the little tease at the end of the alien inside the shower. It's funny because people are talking about, oh, you're never supposed to have shower sex in these horror movies because you're always going to die.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of funny. They kind of threw that in there, but I'm excited because Ridley Scott was kind of on the downside of directors a few years ago, but with The Martian now 2 years ago, he's kind of up on the rise again. The Martian was fantastic. This is his follow up. See what he can do with it. Comes out in March, so it's only 2 months away, 2+ months away. So I'm definitely looking forward to it now after this trailer.
Yeah, I honestly, look, I was never a big fan of the Alien franchise. I liked the movies growing up, but it was never like one of my favorite franchises. I didn't really like Prometheus that much. I thought it was all right. I was not really looking forward to this movie other than Ridley Scott coming off The Martian. But this trailer totally got me hooked, dude. I am super excited for this movie. I mean, it's not enough to put it in my top 10 most anticipated because you can't go from not at all to top 10. But I thought about it. I was like,
honorable mention, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's crazy to move from not looking forward to at all to one of my most anticipated, top 20 most anticipated, considering how many movies are coming out next year. So this trailer looks amazing. I can't believe it. It feels like a horror movie yet an action film, and I know that's how the originals were. And I felt scared watching this trailer, and I always enjoy some good shower sex in my horror movies. Not, I wasn't talking about me personally, just that's for a different time. But just in horror movies, it always ends bad for the characters.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm really surprised, and especially Catherine Waterston. I never seen her in anything until this year's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I thought she was great in that, especially the beginning when she's holding a hot dog and has mustard on her mouth. That scene is always funny to me in the beginning of Fantastic Beasts. Me and my friend always make fun of it, but she's great. And to go from Fantastic Beasts, a fantasy, not, I don't want to say lighthearted, but lighter than this.
A fun action adventure to a horror.
This dark horror action movie. And it looks great. So I'm totally in after this. All right, well, you can currently see Ryan Gosling and Damien Chazelle's La La Land. It seems the duo have found their next project together. First reported by The Hollywood Reporter, Gosling has just joined Chazelle's next film, First Man, which will follow Armstrong's time in the space program from 1961 to 1969, including Armstrong being the first man to walk on the moon. First Man currently has no release date, but is expected to film this year for a 2018 release date. So, Jake, after seeing La La Land, are you excited for this new project between Chazelle and Gosling?
I'm so stoked for this. We just talked about it in our top 10, but what La La Land did for Ryan Gosling is just incredible. He was so phenomenal in the movie alongside Emma Stone. Damien Chazelle as a director is, you had said it on the show, but Hollywood's future is in great hands with him and Denis Villeneuve.
Dude, Chazelle's 30 years old.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And, there'll be a picture up right now on the show, and you'll see how young he looks compared to Gosling.
He's young, dude.
And it's
He's
crazy.
younger than Gosling.
Yeah, so, and then the fact that I had mentioned it when we talked about La La Land, but he's doing different genres, and to jump into this kind of space adventure sci-fi film is awesome. And it tells a really good story. We haven't seen a story on Neil Armstrong. We've seen space movies before, like Apollo 13 and Gravity, but we've never seen one focused on Neil Armstrong. And he was in freaking Transformers: Dark of the Moon or whatever you want to, for that split second. But this is going to follow his first steps on the moon, and it's going to follow the mission in the eyes of Neil Armstrong. And having Gosling play him is just awesome. He's one of my favorite actors now after watching La La Land. He's right up there with Jake Gyllenhaal for me. I like what he's doing with his career. He's picking the right roles. I'm excited to see him in this role. And Damien Chazelle, man, he has so much depth to him as a director. I'm so excited to see him take on the genre.
For sure. I love this.
Yeah.
And look, Whiplash was absolutely amazing. And who would have thought he would have followed it up with arguably a better movie in La La Land? It's incredible. And here's the thing. This guy obviously has an ear for music. He obviously loves music, especially jazz and band music and stuff like that. And he could have easily went on and did another musical project, but he chose something different, something that's based on a true story, something that's going to challenge him as a director. And this is what I love. You got to switch it up as a director.
For sure.
That's totally fine because his roots are obviously based in music. So his first couple projects, music based, and then this. And I don't deny that they might have some cool music in this movie. Like,
oh yeah, especially that time era,
exactly.
the 60s.
And like, you know, the space missions and the rocket, the flying. I bet you there's going to be great music in it. And the visuals, I could just imagine the type of story that Chazelle is going to be able to tell. And them working together again, Gosling is freaking killing it, man. He's probably in my top 5 actors working today just recently from this year alone.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait. It's safe to say this will probably be one of my most anticipated movies.
Yeah, I don't think there's a release date, but I would expect 2018.
Yeah,
somewhere around
it makes
there.
sense. You know, especially if they start filming this year. So, all right. So, Colin Trevorrow's Jurassic World was one of 2015's biggest successes. But while critics, fans, and moviegoers enjoyed the hell out of it, many believed it felt too much like a rehash of the original. Shortly after Jurassic World became a smash hit, a sequel was announced for 2018, and lucky for us, director J.A. Boyana says the sequel will push the franchise in a new direction. While talking to the playlist for his upcoming film A Monster Calls, Boyana said the following regarding Jurassic World 2. After doing The Impossible and A Monster Calls, I said, I want to have fun now, so let's do a dinosaur film with Spielberg. It's great, but at the same time it's massive and way bigger than the last one. He continued by also talking about finding a balance between the new and old stuff and teasing that the sequel is something we've never seen in the franchise before. Jurassic World 2 has a June 22nd, 2018 release date with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard returning to star. So I'll go ahead and start this one off. So I remember when I first saw Jurassic World, I was hyped. I enjoyed it the hell out of it. I gave it like a 9 out of 10 when I first came out. And then I realized, okay, it was very entertaining, very enjoyable spectacle film. It wasn't that great. The storytelling wasn't that great. The characters weren't that great. But still, as a blockbuster, like popcorn flick, it's about as great as those can get. You know what I'm saying? So I still to this day, I consider Jurassic World a good movie and a great spectacle to watch on the big screen. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. That last fight between the dinosaurs was amazing. But I do agree that they needed to do something different.
Yeah, I agree.
The first, it was great, just like The Force Awakens. It was great to revisit a similar style of film, like the original. But we need something new, just like Ryan Johnson's directing Episode 8. We needed a new director for Jurassic World 2. So, and J.A. Boyana, I have not seen one of his films. I haven't seen The Impossible. I heard great things. I'm hearing A Monster Calls is amazing.
Like Oscar worthy.
That's another movie that we didn't see. We haven't seen yet. That could have possibly been in our top 10 movies of 2016, but we didn't get a chance to see it yet. So I'm excited for that. And Felicity Jones is in that. She's getting Oscar buzz for A Monster Calls.
And Liam Neeson's the voice of the monster.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited for that movie. Hearing how great that is, that raises my anticipation for Jurassic World 2 so much. And of course, you got to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
At first, I was worried for Jurassic World 2 because, where do you take the story? But in the hands of this director, I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, I agree. And, he's kind of an unknown, which is a good thing. And same with Colin Trevorrow. He was very much an unknown.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with Jurassic World. I was so pumped up when I saw that movie. I think I like it. I still like it a little bit more than you do at this point.
Yeah, I still like it a lot.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I agree that the characters, kind of one note, not a lot of depth to them. I hope that Boyana kind of touches them up a little bit, and having Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard in there, it helps because they're both fantastic.
Yeah,
actors.
they're great. Yeah.
But I like his comments. I like hearing, he's going to go bigger and just more massive, as he put it. I'm interested to see where the story goes. Just like you, it sounds like they're bringing back Dr. Henry Wu to kind of be the bad guy.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And of course, InGen's going to be in there somehow, like they always are. Maybe see almost like a Planet of the Apes style Jurassic World movie, which would be freaking nuts.
Yeah, that's why I think it has to head.
Yeah, so that would be awesome. I'm excited to see where he takes it. Like you said, A Monster Calls is getting some major buzz. The Impossible is fantastic.
Now I need to watch it. Isn't Tom Holland in it? That's what I was
Ewan
going to say.
McGregor, Spider-Man, and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But no, I think that
and Naomi Watts, right?
Naomi Watts in there as well. Yeah,
she's great.
I think it's in great hands. I'm excited to see it. I think going bigger and better and more massive is the right way to go. So I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. All right, Edgar Wright is a one-of-a-kind director, and after his unfortunate departure from Marvel's Ant-Man, we weren't sure when we'd see his next project. Luckily, Wright got right to work on Baby Driver, which follows a talented young getaway driver named Baby, played by Ansel Elgort, who relies on on the beat of his personal soundtrack to not only be the best in the game, but to drown out a constant ringing in his ears. When Baby meets the girl of his dreams, played by Lily James, he sees a chance to get out of the game for good, but must face the music when a doomed heist threatens everything while working for a crime boss played by Kevin Spacey. Thanks to Entertainment Weekly, we now have our first look at the film, which also stars Jamie Foxx, John Hamm, John Bernthal, and Isa Gonzalez, and rides into theaters on August 11th, 2017. So, Jake, you see these images for Wright's new film. What do you think?
I think, I'm stoked for this movie, and it looks awesome. It looks something, such a departure from what Edgar Wright does as far as a movie goes. He described it as kind of like a thriller, high-fast moving car movie. He's known for his comedies. I forget what he calls the trilogy. I think it's called the Coronado trilogy.
Yeah,
with Shaun of the Dead, The World's End, and God, what's the third one? It's with Nick Frost and
The World's End was the third one.
Was the third one? There was
one in the middle.
Yeah, I forget the second one, but it stars Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Those two.
Yeah, I know exactly. I picture the film in my head.
Yeah, so he's known for funky type of films and his different cuts and editing. So I'm looking forward to that being featured in this film. But it's such a departure from what he normally does, and the cast is just outrageous. It's so good. Ansel Elgort, starring in the movie, Jamie Foxx and John Hamm. Your girl Lily James, Cinderella. I think it looks awesome. The pictures, they don't reveal much, but they're supposed to be first look images, kind of an introduction to what the film's going to look like.
Hot Fuzz is the name of the movie.
Hot Fuzz, there you go. Yeah,
I knew it.
I'm more. The synopsis is what gets me the most. The fact that all the action in the movie is going to be choreographed by the music Ansel Elgort's character listens to.
That's awesome.
And Wright has used music in the past in his movies, but never like this. So that's going to be really cool. He's going to put his headphones in, and everything's going to kind of go through him.
Well, Scott Pilgrim uses music.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, see, I have. I'm going to watch that before this now.
I think Scott Pilgrim is my favorite Edgar Wright movie.
Okay, yeah, see, I got to watch it before
I like the trilogy, too. Yeah. I like all three.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm most excited about how the choreograph for the action is going to be. So
this is another movie where knew nothing about it. I knew he was working on a movie called Baby Driver. Yeah. Knew nothing about it. Hearing a little bit about the film, the story, and seeing these images, seeing the cast, another movie where I was like, could it possibly be one of my most anticipated? Because, look, I actually enjoy Elson Elgort, is that how you say his name?
Ansel Elgort.
I enjoy him a lot. He was one of my top choices for Han Solo. When that list came out, I wanted Edgerton, but he was one of my top choices. I thought he could have done a pretty good job, and I like him as an actor. Like, I hate those Divergent movies or whatever they're called, but he's good in them. Yeah. I haven't seen what's the other movie with Shailene Woodley?
The Fault in Our Stars.
I haven't seen that movie, but I hear great things.
He's good in that one.
And obviously, directors want to work with him. A director like Edgar Wright wouldn't cast him as the star of his movie if he didn't think he was great. He's great. Lily James, I love her. She was in Cinderella, amazing. Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Oh, that's right.
Came out this year. Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
it's actually
awesome.
good.
It's pretty cool,
dude. And she's a badass in there. She can do action.
I forgot about that.
And I don't know what type of role she's going to be playing in this, but I love her. Jamie Foxx, John Hamm. The image with Jamie Foxx and John Hamm they look like gangsters. Like,
they do.
There's going to be like a gangster type
and
element
Kevin
to this.
Spacey's the crime boss.
Exactly. So there's going to be like gangster elements, like heist thriller. High speed, high chase, fast paced movie. I'm excited for this. And Edgar Wright, he's one of the most unique filmmakers of our age. So I'm really looking forward to it. I might not be looking forward to this next thing, though. So, the Expendables franchise is truly one of a kind. On paper, it's the coolest effing idea out there. But when it comes down to execution, none of the three movies so far have reached their potential. Now, it seemed unlikely after the third that a fourth would happen, but because these movies make quite a bit of money, a fourth is officially on its way. The news was first broke by The Hollywood Reporter, and while we don't know who will be returning, THR also reported that this will be the final entry in the series, which means we should expect to see a pretty big cast that will send off this franchise. The Expendables 4 is expected to be released sometime in 2018. So I'll go ahead and take this. Man, how many times can I say I don't care? Look, you're right. The idea is incredible. And you just hear the type of names you can attach to this thing and the type of names that we haven't seen yet in this franchise that you can put in the fourth one. It's always sounded cool. But the movies, look, I haven't even seen all of them. I haven't seen the third one.
Okay.
I've actually only seen the second one.
I think the second one is probably the best.
That's what people say.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything to compare it to. So maybe when you've seen the first and third and you see the second one, maybe it's pretty good. But the second one was just all right to me. There was entertaining parts in it for sure, definitely. But just overall, this franchise is just a joke to me because look, he came out and said that the third one was the last one. They came out and said that, and then they were going to do a TV show. They came out and said they were going to do a TV show, and now they're saying that, this is the last one. Bullshit. If this one comes out, if they do this movie for $100 million and it makes $550 million worldwide, they're going to make a fifth one. You can bet your ass on it. So don't say it's the last one. Just say, hey, we're making Expendables 4. If people like it, make another one. Who cares?
I agree. I think that like we had said, the idea on paper it's fantastic, bringing all of these old action stars together, but the execution isn't always as good as it should be. And the third one kind of went in a wacky direction where it was playing the old star or the old action hero versus the new action hero, young generation versus old generation. So it was a little bit of funky twist. And what's interesting is that during a fourth one, when they apparently have the Expendables coming out, which is the girls' version.
They announced that too, and I don't even think it's in production.
So,
is it?
No, I don't know. So it's going to be interesting.
That's what I'm talking about. It's a mess.
Yeah, and it's just like, I'm interested though to who they bring back and who they announce. I would love to see freaking Mark Hamill in there.
That's what I was thinking. Like Star Wars characters. I mean,
because they have Harrison Ford in there a little bit. He's not in there a ton.
Was he in one?
He's in the third one.
Really?
He's a helicopter pilot.
I didn't know.
One. So,
I heard Mel Gibson's good in the third one.
He is. He's the villain. That's right. He's the best part of the movie. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting. I think that Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, they're kind of back on a rise in their big movies and everything. So
have they got Jackie Chan to be in one of these yet?
Was he in?
Was he in it?
I think he was in the.
Okay.
Was he in the third one?
I knew there was one action star that they haven't gotten yet. That
Wesley
they were trying
Snipes
to get.
was in the third one.
Yeah.
See, and they have a whole bunch of people they can grab from, but they go back to like the wrestlers and like all this type of stuff. And
all right, they got to put The Rock in this next one.
See, I think that would be cool. The Rock, yeah.
If you get The Rock to be in this one,
The Rock and Vin Diesel,
then I'm in.
Yeah,
then I'm definitely in.
Kind of like change the tide a little bit,
and put Scarlett Johansson in there too, because she's
the Expendables. Save her for the Expendables.
Put her in this one, and
as a little spin-off,
and then she's the leader of the Expendables.
There you go. That works.
She's like the highest. She's the best female action star we have today.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Of course, I'm gonna spend money. I'm gonna go see it because the trailer's gonna look freaking awesome. But I'm not like craving it or anything. So.
Yeah, I guarantee The Rock's gonna be in it.
So I found something online and I forgot to put it in the notes.
Okay, last minute edition.
I guess it's a huge deal going around. But Ben Affleck talking about the Batman. Obviously, he came out a while ago, said that the script is going good, the direction of the movie is going well. While talking with The Guardian, though, Affleck talking about Batman had said that, quote, "That's the idea, but it's not a set thing and there's no script. If it doesn't come together in a way I think it's really great, I'm not going to do it." So I had a question just for you, Jacob. Hearing the comments, does it kind of worry you about the Batman or where they're going with the character as far as the DCEU goes? Or because he said, if the script isn't great, he's not going to do it, and that might mean directing, or that might mean directing and being Batman.
Yeah, I think Collider News talked about this either today or yesterday, but I heard about this and I was like totally shocked to hear this, because last time we heard him talk about it, everything was good.
He was stoked for the script and everything. Yeah,
and now we hear this. Honestly, it really worries me, because look, we have gotten nothing but instability from the DCEU, from Warner Bros. Handling the DC Universe projects. And look, I love these properties so much. I love
Batman, Superman,
the
Flash,
Justice League characters, everyone. I'm freaking out of my mind excited for Wonder Woman. Like, I cannot wait for that movie. So I don't understand. Like, it's not, all right, it's not easy to make good movies. It's definitely not. But it's not this difficult to get a plan set and just follow that plan. Whether the movies turn out good or not, you can't completely control. Not one person can control that, but you can control having stability and sticking to a plan. And this just really worries me. It's not a good sign at all for DC or Warner Brothers.
It kind of almost sounds like, and can't really take much from his comments, but is Warner Brothers sticking their hands in the kitchen again, man? It's like do they have too many people
I guarantee
on the
it is.
script, or maybe Ben Affleck wrote this script and they don't like it and they're telling him to do something else?
That's what it has to be.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because he's doing Batman v Superman, he's doing Justice League, and for him to say that he might not do it if it doesn't turn out great, I'm with you. It worries me because yes, he may not direct, he might star and find another director, but could that mean he's not Batman anymore too? Like, could they find someone else to wear the cape and cowl?
I don't even think it'll go that far, but it really worries me. Like, when are they going to learn their lesson? You screwed up Batman v Superman. You screwed up Suicide Squad. The best movies come when you just let the creator create. So let Ben Affleck create. And this worries me so much.
Yeah, and I know that they may be worried, like, oh, we need to stick with the continuity or whatever. And I hate to do the DC Marvel thing, but Marvel's directors, they create their own stuff and it connects fine.
Exactly.
And to hear that this is happening, it kind of sucks.
And Affleck's not an idiot. He knows it's part of a bigger universe. He's not going to do anything.
He's the biggest advocate for this universe.
He's not going to do anything that's going to contradict the rest of the universe.
Yeah, so I hope that Justice League absolutely crushes, so it washes away all of this.
Exactly.
That's the only way. I think it's the only way that's all going to go away, if Justice League just absolutely crushes.
And I mean, Wonder Woman comes first. So.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And Batman is in Justice League. That's
what I'm saying. No, I totally agree with you. Because
if Wonder Woman, though,
if Wonder Woman's great, and people are going to praise Patty Jenkins and all that, but then Justice League is bad, then we're right back to this point again. So Justice League kind of has to be great for everything to come together for them.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up Apocaflix movie news for this week. I want to thank Jake Berlin for writing the notes and joining me on the mic. Let them know they can find you online.
Twitter, Instagram, at Qui-Gon Jake. Check out the Padawan podcast. Our top 10 of 2016 and our most anticipated 2017 coming out this Friday.
You can find me, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter at @JacobBartley_ on this YouTube channel. Please subscribe and hit that like button. We truly do appreciate it. And until next time, you all take care and rest in peace to Carrie Fisher.